What is up, fellow Nightfarers? We are back with a little more Guardian action. This is your one and only spoiler warning. If you want to go into the Everdark version of Fulghor Blind, I'd recommend clicking away now, but otherwise, we'll get into it. I don't really know what to say about Fulghor outside of he's a very, he's very heavy on the spectacle. Very fun to, I honestly find it more fun to kind of watch how he moves and what he does in his fight rather than actually, engaging in fighting with him. There's not actually a whole lot to really mess around with against him with Guardian. The main trick is just get your guard up and block everything. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot of tricks or anything to this fight. But depending on how your run goes and how much affinity damage negation you come across and how much restoring HP on guarding you get, he can either be very easy or very difficult. That right there is the weakness interaction with Fulghor's boss fight, where when he goes to do that move, then if you fought him, you know which one it is. But if you smack him with enough lightning damage, it breaks him out of it before he can start, summoning the holy weapons everywhere. And yeah, I whiffed there. I completely misjudged my distance, and so yeah, this is what happens if you don't smack him with lightning when he does that. Summons all the I don't know if I'd call that a sword or a lance. It swings more like a sword, so I'll go with the sword. And of course this is his standard phase 2, and then we'll get to a new phase 2. There's like the spectacle with his new phase 2 with this Everdark version is just it is really incredible. And a lot of callbacks to other bosses across the Soul series, like that rain of arrows there is very reminiscent of, like Gwendolyn or Aldrich from Dark Souls 1 and 3. He does this move even in his standard fights, so it's nothing new. I mean, I just ate it all right there with the block because I couldn't really get out of the way, but otherwise you can always just take your target lock off of him and sprint perpendicular to his running path, and you'll get out of the you'll avoid like his trail and his initial charge pretty much every time. I guess one trick to these fights, which probably works with everybody, but I find it especially good with Guardian, because realistically speaking, when you die, your team is probably dead, especially in fights like this, because you're most likely going to be the last man standing. So conserving your flasks and using, even just having to take a little 20-30 second timeout from a fight just to do like a slower heal with warming stones or holy ground, it can definitely pay off in the long run in these fights. For my team comp here, I'm the only melee frontline character. I had an Iron Eye and Recluse, which on the one hand you would think would work out really well in this fight because you don't really have attack timings when you're up close in melee range. But with the way his new phase works and how much of an AoE he has on that twin blade, it can become very tricky for those ranged characters to actually get hits in and not just die in a single hit because they're so squishy. what you just saw right there, if you weren't aware of it, with Guardian, with halberds only, he has a charged guard counter. He can only do it with halberds. Otherwise, you just, you can also do a standard guard counter, but if you, do it charged heavy with your guard counter timing, it gives him a running lunge. He does extra damage. The main thing it's nice for is you can cover some distance, like if a boss, for example, like I found it useful with, well, you saw it there with Fulghor, where he knocks you backwards with his final hit, and a standard guard counter wouldn't be able to hit. But if you do the charge one, you can actually cover the distance, which is quite nice. Oh, and Guardian has the unique ability to shield poke with halberds. Not that shield poking is anything new. You could always shield poke with thrusting swords, heavy thrust swords, and spears, and the great spears, regardless of which character you're playing. It's like that in standard Elden Ring as well. And of course, I'm doing some slow heal again, and I was just enjoying the spectacle of watching his attack change from a distance. And this move, if you notice that little light ray going to the ground, it actually tells you where he's going to fire as soon as he starts charging that attack. So if you're not right on top of where he's going to fire it at, you can always just get clear. Otherwise, you'll want to steal guard with Guardian. If you're playing any other character, I guess you try to time your dodge well, or just try to sprint out of range. And I had a pretty good run on this one, where I did get not just some affinity damage reduction, but some extra health regen on guarding. So I didn't really have any problem just tanking his big twin blade attacks chains. Like, I liked Adele's Everdark version. It was neat, but I did find Fulghor's to be less annoying, I guess. It's probably just because he doesn't have grab attacks, which, if you haven't experienced it for yourself in boss fights like with Adele, any boss with a lot of grab attacks or likes to rapid fire them, it's kind of Guardian's bane, because you can't really dodge out of the way of them. You just kind of have to either try to be gone before he starts, or you just gotta tank it. Yeah, great spectacle, fun, definitely a fun Everdark boss. A lot of fun with Guardian. Haven't really tried it with anybody else yet, but